Hello everybody, I'm Storm here, and welcome back to Stellaris, the United Nations of Earth. In the last episode, we continued our exploration and expansion and research. As you do at the beginning of the game, we have our second colony in the process of establishing over here in the Chi Draconis system. And we also had a bit of some interesting interactions with the Blorg. We had an exchange of delegations for some, cultural exchange go on there, which was good. It may still be going on. I can't quite remember. But the Blorg also attempted to get us to help them rig some fake elections as a democratic experiment. Which, if you're going to have a democratic experiment to see if you want to move in the direction of democracy, that's not the way you do it. So we politely declined. So if they are serious about becoming a democracy at some point, we may help, but not that way. Not that way. So we are going to go ahead and move on, and we are going to make some adjustments here based on some feedback that I got. So first off, we need to pick a ascension perk, or an ascension perk, and the one that people wanted to go with is going to be Interstellar Dominion, which reduces the cost of star bases and claims, which I don't know if we're going to be doing claims. We may eventually. But making it cheaper to build star bases is going to be good. So we'll go ahead and go with that. And they also wanted to begin expanding the fleet, which I did add some additional ships to the fleet, which we do also need to upgrade. I'll go ahead and tell those guys to begin upgrading to take advantage of the new turbo laser technology that we have developed. And what we're going to do is go into our fleet manager, and let's see, how many ships can we put in here under our current naval capacity? A lot. 19 ships. Which puts us out to almost, our full command limit for the fleet. It's going to take us 1,400 alloys to do. So, that's going to take a little while, but we'll work on it.
Complete.
Let's take a look at the market, though. How expensive are alloys?
Complete.
Rather.
Ships upgraded.
But you know what? Let's go ahead and buy a bunch, because we're doing all right for energy credits. So we'll buy a bunch of alloys, and then we'll reinforce as much as we can for those ships. How many ships did that put under construction? 3. Okay. Alright, so that's going to be an ongoing project to get the fleet up to speed. Alright. You...
Construction complete. Technology discovered.
Alright, our research speed has been increased by 5%. Fusion reactors. Automated exploration protocols. Survey speed plus 25%. The fusion reactors would be nice, but it's not really necessary at this point. So we'll go with our automated exploration protocols, because we may be using that here shortly. And the survey speed up is going to be nice to get those surveys done quicker. Alright, you get in there and build that. You... let's buy a little more alloys. Solar extinguisher. Long dormant energy traces in subspace and breaching points near the star's corona suggest that 40 Eridani C's rapid aging was artificially induced. It appears that, millions of years ago, an energy beam from a distant system was launched at the star using technology far beyond our current understanding. Whether it was a weapon or an exercise in cosmic-scale civil engineering, the beam ripped through the star's core, upsetting fusion processes inside it in an attempt to cause the star to go supernova. Fortunately, or perhaps unfortunately, it failed to fully achieve its destructive goal, but anyone present here in 2 billion years will be able to fully appreciate the effect. It's a shame we can't trace the weapon's origin point. Indeed.
Survey complete.
Alright. Yes, continue on with the surveys. Alright, you head out there. Oh, excuse me. Always when I get started, that stuff decides to make its appearance. Alright, you head over there. Outpost. You build the outpost. Oh, 0.4 alloys. Alright, so next month we'll be able to do that.
Colony founded.
Alright, Terra Nova is finally fully established. There we go. And what I like to do is, right out of the gate, is build a city district. Getting that first city established on the colony.
Construction complete.
Alright, we have a new tradition, which we are going to be going with diplomacy. Diplomatic influence cost reduced by 50%. Pop growth from immigration increased by 10%. Adopting all traditions will increase our trust cap and our trust growth. And we will be able to create a federation, which is what we want to do. So, adopt that. Let's see. Would we want to go for the Kraz system or the Alduramine system?
Construction complete.
Get those stations built. Scientist Ding Ding has leveled up. Alright. Let's see. So scientists are leveling up. Very good. Alright. Scientist Katrin Pelotas on board the Horologium has made a strange discovery on Z Butis 4A. An ancient temple dedicated to an age long gone has been found on this world. Writings on the murals indicate it was a temple shared by many different alien species. The images of the walls depict the aliens as creatures with unusual powers, moving objects with their mind, wielding glowing sticks, and participating in a lot of meditating. They appear to have been of a culture that embraced diversity and desired to protect everyone. Truly inspiring. Or do we want to do further investigation? I believe further investigation is required.
Log updated.
And that was out here, was it not? Alright, cue that research project in when you are done.
Special project complete.
K-class star studied. Just as we expected, the radiation spectrum of this star is very conducive to carbon, oxygen life similar to us. The zone of perfect conditions is wide. We should look for these stars in the future, as they tend to have the highest potential for having colonizable planets. Nice. That's what you are doing. You're... The research points there are nice, but...
Anomaly detected.
But those resources... Relative difficulty hellish? Our scanners are detecting unusual readings. This world should not be where it is according to our long-range scans and star charts. We should definitely investigate. 2,800 days. Yikes. Leave it be for now.
Construction complete.
Cue the anomaly in. So basically finish the survey first and then cycle back and do the anomaly because I want the system surveyed. You know what? I'm going to go for the research first. Because our resource income for minerals and energy credits is fine. What we probably need to do here is build some additional civilian industries because that number is lower than I'd like.
Technology discovered.
Alright, pop growth increased. We have a mushroom forest. Scientist Chu Xiong on board our science vessel, the Friar Julian, has made an interesting discovery on Tau Ceti 3. Massive mushrooms dot the landscape of this world. These mushroom forests are very strange looking and produce mists of spores every so often. They are quite soft, so they should be very easy to clear. One of our officers joked and wondered what they would taste like. That world looks interesting. Do I want to spend the influence? Yes. Let's do it, and then have you take care of that after your survey.
Construction complete.
Alright, ship upkeep minus 5%. Unlocks the Edict Imperial Guard. Eco simulation. Food from farmers increased. We're okay for food. That ship upkeep would be nice. But gene clinics. Turn consumer goods into amenities and pop growth speed. You know what? I'm going to go with that first.
Anomaly detected.
Alright, what do we got? A Class 12 asteroid orbits this moon. The small planetoid's orbit appears to be too stable for its present to be a natural occurrence. It's only going to take 100 days. Go ahead and research that. Alright, you're waiting for more work to do. You need to get some stations built. You are heading out there. Alright, what do we got on this colony, by the way? We have Megaflora, The plant environment of this world has triumphed and shows its greatness in all. This planet is covered with forests and jungles of giant trees that can touch the clouds with their crowns. Endless forests are a network and have a level structure. The animal world is also diverse, but often becomes food for predatory plants, which are present in abundance on this planet. Interesting. Toad asteroid. Hold on. 3 suns, obviously. Windy. Meteorological circumstances. Excuse me. Beyond our control, focus harsh winds into our colony sites. It gets cold at night, and the wind howls through the mountains, but we could live there. But we could live here. Frontier spirit, right? That's because we just established the colony. We have blockers that need clearing. Impassable mountains, dangerous wildlife. We'll get to that. We have blockers on Earth that need to be cleared first. Oh, man. Okay. Towed asteroid. For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into a stable orbit around 40 Eridani 2b. The massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface, although they have long since been rendered inoperable. Whoever did this also mined the asteroid for minerals. These operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they begun. Interesting. Add some research to that.
Construction complete.
Alright, Earth. Let's clear the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Clear that. And get rid of those sprawling slums. There we go. Alright, so you are done there. Can we get a starbase out there? Yes, we can. Go do it.
Technology discovered.
Look at the 40 Eridani system. Good lord. That's a lot of stuff. I just cannot seem to get rid of that garbage. Alright. This type of star is... Oh, M-class star studied. This type of star is old, and the fusion processes in its core have slowed down. This allowed us to fly up much closer and study the fusion in greater detail. Very nice. Which gains some bonuses to fusion power. Finally, we got the nanomechanics. Exotic gas extraction. No, we want the exploit the resource first. Gas extraction wells. 151 months. We need some engineering research. That is really low. Well, we'll get some here. We still can't establish the outpost yet. We're going negative food. This is not going to be a really good farm world. Alright. Chi Draconis Prime. Get that city built. Can we do some farming on Earth? I think we can. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get an agricultural district going.
Special project complete.
Alright, after spending an extended time studying the remarkable features of the planet below, our science team. Well, and we made some additional discoveries. Okay. So we got some society research done. Research option granted. Shroom for the dead. Interesting. Okay. But that planet is not habitable. That's interesting. Marin Karin Floral Fascination. Oh, this event? Okay. Several plants native to Terra Nova, where we have recently established a colony, exude copious amounts of pollen with an astounding chemical complexity. A special research project has been prepared to further study this flora. Alright.
Updated.
Survey that system. Assign a scientist to begin excavating. Oh, they have a hole in the ground. We need to assign a scientist. Should I recruit one? You know, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna recruit one. You have a spark of genius. You have an increased research speed. We'll go ahead and recruit you. When you're done with this, we'll put you in a science ship. Or do they need to be in a science ship? They may need to be in a science ship. Okay. Not a problem.
Survey complete.
Alright, the 40 Eridani system is finally fully surveyed. We're going to need some
Survey complete.
alloys. Alright, survey's complete.
Construction complete.
Alright, so we have a new science ship. Let's get you in there. And then we will send you to work on that project.
Special project complete.
Alright, so we analyzed the ancient temple further. And we got a minor artifact found. Alright, Society research gained. Ancient temple discovery modifier added, giving the following effects. Research speed, new worlds, plus 20%. Interesting. We definitely need to get out there and establish an outpost. But let's continue our surveys.
Construction complete.
Oh, the Blorg have discovered a wormhole. Interesting. Ah, we have a potentially habitable planet in the Vega system. Alright. Alright, mining stations and research stations. Queue those together. Alright, next month we'll be able to get that outpost going. Go for it. And you build some mining stations. There we go. Looks like we're getting some extra food from somewhere. Soul Shipyard. We encountered some form of alien vessels in the Aldib system. We have classified them as gamma aliens. The old deep system. It's not that. There. That is another vessel. That is an actual ship. So let's go ahead and see if we can't contact them.
Construction complete.
Alright, anomaly. Ship sensors are picking up an unexplained pattern of interference in the Vega system. Go ahead and take a look. Alright. Olfactory arousal from the Marin Karen. Pause, please. Alright, long-term exposure to the pollen naturally occurring in Terra Nova's atmosphere acts on the colonists' pheromone receptors with a mild aphrodisiac effect, accompanied by a barely perceptible high. The plant that produces the most potent strain is a flower common to all areas of the planet, squirreled away into some obscure taxonomic nook by scientists on Terra Nova, but known to the local human dialect as Marin Karen. I know how this goes. We're going to spend the 400 to get rid of it. I think we've been to that several times before.
Construction complete.
You always end up getting rid of it eventually, so. Alright, the Friar Julian crew has succeeded in isolating a signal embedded within the unusual pattern interference in the Vega system. The signal is a song, a complex sonification of an advanced mathematical equation to be precise, and one that Science Officer Chu Xiong cannot seem to get out of their head. Who or what may have composed this song remains unknown, though its complexity infers an incredible level of technological sophistication regarding subspace harmonics. The signal's geodesics suggest a point of origin from outside of our galaxy. Curious.
Anomaly detected.
Alright, an abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above this planet. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it relied on solar power to function. Go ahead and investigate.
Anomaly detected.
Another anomaly. There is significant scarring on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts looks almost like writing. Alright.
Construction complete.
What can we build out here? Communications jammer, disruption field generator.
Our presence in the galaxy has not gone by unnoticed.
Alright, communications established. After successfully translating their language, we have established communications with the Commonwealth of Man. Diplomatic channels are now open and all hostilities have been terminated. Excellent. Alright. So, these guys are long-lost colonists that left in generation ships. I think they were generation ships. Or they were basically exiles from Earth that disappeared a long time ago. And we thought they were lost, but apparently not. So, they are xenophobic, fanatic militarists. So they are going to be a problem. Well, we're delighted to meet them, regardless. There's a bottleneck. I think that the story is that after one of the several civil wars that occurred on Earth during its attempts to unify that some exiles had had left the planet and disappeared into space, and they were thought lost, but it appears that some of them did survive and established a colony in the Deneb system. Alright, physics research is done. Capacity overload, energy grid, blue lasers. Colony development speed. I'm gonna go with the global energy management. And we got the outpost in the 40 Eridani system. You need to build some mining stations. Alright, Solar Sailor. We have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Olgrodab 4. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. Got some engineering research. That should hopefully help get this stuff done. Indeed it did. Alright, and I'm going to queue in those research stations as well. And we have this construction ship, which is waiting for some stuff to get surveyed. Which now we're going to have to prioritize that system. Let's see if we can get that before they do. Because that will serve as a good defensive choke point, so that we have access to all of these other stars. Alright, but we are at the end of the episode. So, we'll go ahead and stop here. We have a new neighbor, one we did not expect to encounter, and one who may become an issue moving forward, so we're going to have to see what we're going to do about them. Oh, well, before we end completely, I'm going to queue in some more ships. That seems prudent. Alright, so we'll end here. So if you guys enjoyed it, thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.